Well, her name's Rock Chalk. She's the talk of the town. We're the German Shepherd duo, always sniffing around. Smith and Wesson by her side, they ain't just for show. They're the muscle when she's hustling, solving crime on the go. She's got her boots in the dirt, she's cracking the case. A true crime queen with a smirk on her face. Loves her country rap bumping, got that twang in that beat. You mess around with her, you're in for a treat. Oh, F-A-F-O, better watch your step. Rock Chalk's on the scene, she'll clean up your mess. With her dogs and her charm, she'll track you down slow. Oh, F-A-F-O, yeah, you reap what you sow. She's got a badge and a sassy attitude to boot. Kicks down doors like she's in hot pursuit. Smith and Wesson bark, don't you dare run. She's the queen of the scene, yeah, she gets it done. Country rap on the radio, she's cruising the street. From the city to the sticks, she's the one to meet. Her motto's real simple, don't try no bluff. Mess around all you want, but you'll find out quick enough. Whoa, F-A-F-O, better watch your step. Rock Chalk's on the scene, she'll clean up your mess. With her dogs and her charm, she'll track you down slow. Oh, F-A-F-O, yeah, you reap what you sow. She's got cowboy boots and a badge of steel. With a heart of gold and nerves unreal. You thought you could hide, but she's always in the know. Now you're caught, son, F-A-F-O. So here's the Rock Chalk and her Shepherd crew. Smith and Wesson got her back and they're coming for you. Country rap in her veins, she's the queen of the scene. F-A-F-O is her motto, and she's living the dream. Rock Chalk out. Hey! She's got cowboy boots and a badge of steel. With a heart of gold and nerves unreal. You thought you could hide, but she's always in the know. Now you're caught, son, F-A-F-O. So here's the Rock Chalk and her Shepherd crew. Smith and Wesson got her back and they're coming for you. Country rap in her veins, she's the queen of the scene. F-A-F-O is her motto, and she's living the dream. Rock Chalk out.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hey, Hawkeyes. Hey, Girly Girl. Hey, Robin. I'm going to do this live. I found another video I wanted to play. I'm going to leave Monday, head down to Stillwater. Girly Girl, you know me. When I get my mind set on something, that's all I think about. So I'm going to go down early, see what I can do to help the person that's putting on the rally, see what all I can do. Also, Girly Girl, sorry about your husband. I know he had a stroke and he's had a lot of things, and he just had one surgery, getting one of the stents cleaned out. Looks like he's looking at a bypass surgery in 2 weeks. I ask that everybody pray for him and pray for Girly Girl. She works 2 jobs and takes care of her husband, and she's a really good friend. Really good friend. I love her. I'll be praying for you, and if you need me up there at the hospital, I'll be there for you, girl. You know it. I don't like hospitals, but I'll go for you. Good morning from Colorado. Yes. I wish I was in Colorado about now. Holy crap. You know, I was watching one of the people, a content creator that I watch. His name is Uncle Dub. Anyway, he's kind of crazy, but he makes me laugh. And last night he was live. Okay. And listen, he's a weird guy. Did 24 years in prison, but he's in the country rap scene, and he started this FAFO radio station. And the guy just cracks me up. Okay. He just cracks me up. I'll have to look it up and show you. But last night he was at his girlfriend's house. They were handing out candy. Oh, and he looks like the guy from Up. Okay. He looks like the guy from Up. Anyway, he's a hell of an artist. Drawing. He does tattoos. And he also does country rap. Anyway, he was over at his girlfriend's that he's had for 4 years, and they were handing out candy. And let me see if I can find it. I'll show you guys. This is how bad YouTube is, okay? Now, mind you, I try not to judge anybody by their looks or appearance, so hopefully you don't either. And again, he does a lot of drawings. He does live tattoos. He just cracks me the hell up. So let me find this. Let me see if I can find it. He was swatted last night, handing out candy. It's like, what in the hell? Are you kidding me? Let's see here. I'm going to show you guys. And then we're going to get on to the Jesse Butler. And you're welcome. And Jezebel says prayers too. God is good. God is good all the time. God is good all the time. Sometimes we don't remember that. Believe me. Whew, when I lost my dad, I said, oh, I was not liking God. I'll just tell you that. I'm not even going to lie. I was not liking him at all. But God is good all the time. Okay. This guy, Uncle Dub. Okay. I'm going to play a little bit at the front, and then I'm going to get you to the part where he gets swatted. This is what haters do on YouTube. And he does look like the guy from Up. Okay? He does.
You gotta have something.
What do you need?
His name is Uncle Dub. And that's his girlfriend. And they dressed as the characters
It doesn't matter.
of Up.
Yeah, but tell them, pick one or pick two. Don't let them.
Don't agree.
That's all I got. So when it's gone, it's gone. I think there's more Smarties.
He's live a lot because he's promoting his FAFO 100 radio station, which is country rap. So he's live a lot. So I see him a lot.
Do
Again,
I need my?
I don't judge him by the way he acts. He just
tampon?
cracks me
I
up.
feel like it covers too much of my wig.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward it. I just wanted you to see what he looked like. I'll show you what happened. He's out there. Listen, this man spent 24 years in jail. 24 years in jail. Okay? He's out here enjoying, giving the kids candy.
We eat squirrels.
And making jokes and stuff on the live. I mean, who cares, right? He's enjoying himself, having a good night. Let me get you to the part where he gets swatted. It's unbelievable. Listen, I can't say this enough. If you don't like a creator, don't go to their channel. Okay? Stay away from it. Or hide in the back and watch it. That's what you want to do. But don't comment. And damn sure don't call the damn law on the creator over stupid shit. Okay. He's in the house. The kids had quit coming so much, and he's playing with his girlfriend's cats. And let's see here if I can get to the right spot.
Can you believe that,
Okay.
ladies and
I almost had it. Okay.
what's up, Bootsy? Bootsy making baby. What the fuck I hate, baby? Y'all know me.
Hey, we got a call at this address for someone dressed up as Up, saying they were going to give edibles to kids.
I'm like,
Okay. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He's out. Listen, he has a medical marijuana card. He's always smoking dab. Okay. But somebody called the police to say that he was handing out edibles to kids. Are you fucking kidding me? And how'd they even get his girlfriend's address? I don't know. This is crazy. Play it one more time.
what's up, Bootsy? Bootsy making baby. What the fuck I hate, baby? Y'all know me.
Hey, we got a call at this address for someone dressed up as Up, saying they were going to give edibles to kids.
I'm live right now on social media. Okay. So there are trolls that are calling and
sounds good. Have a good night.
You. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Y'all have a good night. Can you believe that?
Now, okay, I guess my other thing is why? Why does people hate so much? Why does people hate so much that they got to call the police? Well, this guy's trying to hand out candy on Halloween. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. I don't agree with it at all. And I'm going to get to the Jesse case here in just a minute. But there was something else that him and his girlfriend did last night. They went to a place. They're out of. They're on the Illinois side, but by St. Louis. Okay. And if you're a weed smoker, THC, medical or recreational, whatever you do, they went to this place last night. Now you'd never see this in Colorado. I'm going to tell you right now. But now when I go to the Canifest at Lake of the Ozarks, it's kind of the same, but they're not selling it like they were here. Show you. This was now an adult's Halloween party, basically. Okay, and they're driving. Let me get to the place here. Okay, check this out. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit. I just want you guys. I can't believe this. Not only are they letting him film, but wait till you see what's in this place.
What are the goodies? Oh, is that goodies? Oh, in a wrap.
They got their dab rig with them so they can test the stuff they buy. Crazy. I started getting motion sickness. It was, the camera was everywhere. Sorry about that. I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit more. But they're smoking cigarettes. And I'm a cigarette smoker, but most public places can't do that. And just the stuff they're selling is crazy. Fast forward it.
How you doing?
And letting him film. What?
I'm doing all right. Did you see Allison? What do you see her? She's gonna come over. She's my wife. She's Ellie. Sure. I got 454. Can you do half for 50? Can you do half for 450? Yeah.
This guy tells him that he'll sell him a pound of marijuana for $600 for a pound.
Okay, go ahead.
Fresh from the farm.
Ooh, that smells fucking good.
I think he paid $50 for an ounce. I don't remember. Look at them nugs. If you're into this kind of stuff, it's eye candy. Again, Missouri and Illinois is recreational and med, so but so is Colorado. You can go into a dispensary and film shit. And they would never sell stuff like this. It's against the law. I mean, everything has to be regulated. They use cameras everywhere.
I love it. What's right here?
That one's even cheaper. That would be like I'll do that one at $325.
Anyways, with the phone. He bought some tabs, bought some flour.
Half pound.
I found it strange.
Half pound of this.
It was letting him film.
600 on the pound.
Okay, that's basically all I was going to show you on that. I was showing you the SWAT. I mean, this is how bad YouTube is. Oh my gosh. And this is over on the country rap side. This is nuts. Okay. Here we go. Here's another article or news clip on Jesse. Here we go. And the reason I'm playing this is it shows the house he lives in. It shows his mom. Just a little more into this kid's, I guess, living arrangement is what I'm calling it. Here we go.
So we're here. We're obviously going to place you under arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest. We're going to take you to the jail. I told your mom that she contacted bondsman.
Tearful teen is taken into custody after committing brutal crimes against girls he dated. He may look meek in police body camera footage, but police say he assaulted, raped, and even strangled fellow teenagers. And a surprise sweetheart deal took his prison term from a possible 70 years down to 0. We're taking a closer look at how the teen and his mom reacted to police taking him into custody. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris. Hey, before we get into this episode of On the Case, I want to talk about our partner and sponsor, Upside. This is a free app that gives you cash back when you buy daily essentials like gas and groceries. Upside is so easy, it's free to use. I use it a lot when I pump gas. It also works at convenience. Or scan the QR code on the door. He was staring down nearly Butler of Stillwater, Oklahoma, entered a no contest plea to 11 heinous charges, including rape, attempted forced oral sodomy, and more. He was staring down a nearly 80-year prison sentence, but in a shocking twist, the court agreed to grant Butler youthful offender status, and instead of going to prison, Butler went home with instructions on how to complete counseling and community service requirements. Butler's exact treatment plan, it's sealed in the court record, but the district attorney's office released this statement, quote, "The youthful offender sentence imposed against Jesse Butler requires him to complete his rehabilitation plan successfully, including an aggressive schedule of therapy with a specialist in sex offender treatment, and should he fail, he faces reclassification as an adult and a sentence of 10 years in prison." The change in punishment sent shockwaves through the community. It devastated the two girls who had gone to school officials to report what Butler had done to them. A mom of one of the victims told the outlet Tulsa World that the families were completely against youthful offender status from the beginning and said that it was their understanding that the prosecutor trying this case would not accept a deal like that. Photos have been released showing one of the victims in the hospital after apparently repeated assaults by Butler. The victim's family says she ended up needing surgery because of severe damage to a vein in her neck. There are calls for the judge who approved Butler's deal, Special Judge Susan Worthington, to be reprimanded or removed for okaying this deal. Now, in just a moment, I'll talk to a judge who has advocated for youthful offender programs to discuss whether this one is a step too far. But first, I want to let you know what two official affidavits have to say about Butler's behavior and how he reacted when he found out he'd actually be taken into custody. According to the first affidavit, a 16-year-old identified by her initials LS told a school resource officer in September of 2024 that she dated Jesse Butler for a few months earlier in the year, and that during that time, he physically and sexually assaulted her multiple times, including trying to rape her inside his car outside an ice cream shop the previous February. The affidavit reads, quote, LS reported she yelled and told him no repeatedly and tried to push him off of her, but was unable to overpower him. LS reported Butler told her he was sorry for what he had to do, but he had to do it. LS recalled hyperventilating because Butler intended to have sexual intercourse with her and she did not want to. According to LS, a woman must have heard her screaming because she walked up to the car and interrupted them. LS told police that Butler told her that if the police came, they would both be in trouble. He reportedly took her back to his home where her car was parked and tried to rape her again. The affidavit reads, quote, LS told Butler she needed to get home, but Butler pulled her on top of him and told her, "You're not going until I'm finished." She said she was able to get away and go home, but this wasn't the only time that an adult may have witnessed Butler trying to assault LS. The teen says that she was at the Butler home in their movie room when Butler took his clothes off and tried to have sex with her. She says Butler's mom came to the door asking if everything was okay, but the affidavit doesn't say anything else about her reaction to what she might have seen or heard. In late February of 2024, Butler reportedly strangled her because she refused to have sex with him. The affidavit says, quote, LS reported she was hyperventilating and then recalled her vision being blurry and she was dizzy. She reported her head immediately hurt and she was confused about what had occurred. She was scared of Butler, but when she regained consciousness, Butler was laughing at her. Following this incident, LS reported she had a handprint and an injury on her neck. Butler and LS apparently broke up in March 2024, and he started dating a girl identified as KS, and his disturbing and aggressive behavior allegedly continued. A second affidavit details the assaults KS says she suffered during the relationship. Quote, KS reported Butler had left bruises on her hips from squeezing her so tightly. KS reported the intercourse was extremely aggressive, but she reported she quickly stopped fighting it because Butler would overpower her and hurt her to get his way. KS explained that she learned what to and what not to do to avoid being hurt by Butler. According to KS, Butler would pin her down and she was physically unable to get him off of her. KS stated this would often lead her to hyperventilate, which Butler thought was funny. According to the affidavit, Butler also strangled KS so long that she eventually passed out. She reported she woke up on the floor of the living room of the home where she was house sitting. She claims Butler was livid that she wouldn't have sex with him in someone else's home, so she says he raped her instead. Later that same week, KS reported that Butler choked her again, and it's for a sick reason. The affidavit says, quote, KS stated Butler told her he wanted to strangle her so he could film it on his phone. And if you can believe it, police found that video on Butler's phone, which showed him choking KS until she passed out. Butler was charged March 2025 with 10 counts. An 11th was eventually tacked on when he reportedly violated a protective order. And we got our hands on body camera footage from Stillwater police that shows officers arriving at the Butler home and taking the teary-eyed young man into custody.
We're ready to obviously tell our story too.
Yeah.
Jess, it's Mom. Open the door. It's me.
And if you'll just have him step out.
Okay. Give me your wallet and phone and stuff. So, okay. Your what?
They're in the car.
Well, okay, it's fine. It's not or anything. Okay. So, can you tell him what you just told me, or?
Yeah. So we're here. We're obviously going to place you under arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest. We're going to take you to the jail. I told your mom that she can contact a bondsman, and you shouldn't be very long. But there just is a process for paperwork and stuff. But right now you do have to come with us, and I do have to put you in handcuffs. So turn around for me.
You know what we're doing this. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you out. Right? All right. Stay silent. Rick knows about this. Candy's on this. Dad's on his way. Coming to get you, okay? Stay strong, okay? Say your prayers.
Okay. So he's going to go right to the city of Stillwater jail. And if you'll just contact her, then she does this all the time. She knows what to do.
Yeah.
Make sure
Okay.
she knows Stillwater Police Department, not county.
Yeah.
Stillwater Police Department on Lewis. Yeah.
Let her know that we're the ones that picked them up.
And
They
when
don't-
you say we are
Stillwater PD.
Stillwater PD,
Yeah.
okay.
That way they don't think you went like straight over and go with the county.
Awful experience for a child.
Patch it down the spread for me. Nothing inside.
That's Jess. Do that.
Butler was released on a $25,000 bond. When he entered his no contest plea over the summer, the mom of LS shared her victim impact statement online, and it says in part, quote, "I had to carry this weight while going to school, trying to act like I'm okay. I've woken up from nightmares that make me feel like I'm being attacked all over again. I've had to explain bruises, explain silence, explain why I started isolating from people who loved me. You didn't just strangle me with your hands, you strangled my voice, my joy, my ability to feel safe in my own body. I will never forget the night you strangled me unconscious because I said no. The moment changed my life. A medical professional later told me that I was just 3 seconds away from dying. 30 seconds. If you had just kept your hands on my neck just a little longer, I wouldn't be standing here today. That wasn't just a scare. It was a near-death experience. You didn't just hurt me, you nearly killed me." LS also addressed Butler's mom and dad in her statement, saying, quote, "To Jesse's parents, I don't know what you know. I don't know if you heard me crying through the walls or noticed how your son treated me when no one was looking, but I hope you hear this now. Your son hurt me in ways that cannot be undone, and I need you to understand that your silence, your protection of him, or even your denial, that would hurt too, because someone should have stopped this. Someone should have seen the bruises and the fear. My colleague, Law and Crime Sue Weber, recently sat down with Justin Shepard, known on social media as Just in the Nick of Crime, who did some of the first reporting on this story and spoke with people in Stillwater.
What have you learned here about how this is even possible? Because I will tell you, there is a lot of speculation online right now that the Butler family may have connections that may have helped him get this so-called sweetheart deal. We couldn't confirm that. What can you tell us?
So I've spoken with some of the families as well of both victims who came forward against Jess. There is a third victim who, if she hasn't come forward, but can you blame her when you look at this as the justice that they get? So there's a third victim. And kind of like you said, the speculation is that Jesse Mac Butler's father is a man by the name of Mac Butler. And he was the head of football operations at OSU for, I forget how many years, but for a pretty long time. He's, kind of a staple in that community. And when we're talking about Stillwater, Oklahoma, we're talking about OSU, for people who don't know, Stillwater is the town that Oklahoma State University is in. So there's a lot of things tied to that. Mac Butler, it seems that he grew up there. His wife currently works for OSU. His daughter works for the public school system there. He was apparently had been hired as like a coach of some kind for Stillwater High School as well. So somebody with deep-rooted ties into the community, and that then leads to the judge in this case, or one of the judges in this case, Judge Susan Worthington. Between her and her father, the Worthingtons have had a hold on that bench for over 50 years. So while you can't necessarily say definitively that, hey, there's this connection here because he's deep-rooted in football, she's a judge, they all grew up in the same town, that there's this kind of connection, but it's not really many difficult mental gymnastics to make that leap, right? That, hey, this is a town that requires the college, needs the college to survive. It's very deep rooted into the system, that they're very much supportive of OSU for this whole kind of thing to be very close knit. And that's kind of what's being speculated, to the point that even now gotten the attention of one of Oklahoma's lawmakers, Representative J.J. Humphrey, who's also running for lieutenant governor. I'm actually going to be speaking with him later tonight, a little bit more details, but
yeah, and you can, I don't know if you've spoken with him already, but Representative Humphrey is talking, my understanding is about a potential investigation into this. Is this true? Is there going to be a formal investigation into what happened here?
It sounds that way, yeah. He kind of looks at it from the same way. He was telling me that he's got a lot of background, in the court system and investigation before he got into politics. And he said, basically kind of the same thing that we were just talking about, that can he say definitively, or can he prove right now that there's a connection? No, but his exact words, but it sure as hell smacks like it, And so he's like, it's worth an investigation. So he's thinking about, wanting to put a grand jury together to do an indictment, possibly. The conversation we had, which we'll go a little bit more in depth in, I don't know if that could bring additional charges against Jesse, because when you look again at the litany of charges, there are some that should have been on there that weren't. Like, in my opinion, as a lawyer, why he wasn't charged with attempted murder when one of the girls was near death for what he did. And so those are kind of the conversations. But he feels that not just Stillwater, that entire county, Payne County, and then other places in Oklahoma, there's a lot of, he said it flat out, there's corruption, and he believes that this is no different than that. And it merits an investigation.
Joining us now to talk more about this case is Judge Brandon Birmingham from Dallas, Texas. Thank you, sir, for being with us here on Law and Crime. In this case, there's youthful offender status, which is what the defendant received in this case. Just first explain, I know this is something that you know well about in your district where you work as a judge. What is youthful offender status?
It is a status that's assigned really to those that are juveniles or on the cusp of being a juvenile, where the punishment for certain crimes is lesser than it would be for an adult. And they have certain programs, certain conditions under the law that the judge can order somebody to go through. And it's a little different for those that are younger than it is for adults.
How does that compare to, because in this case, the defendant was 18 years old at the time that this deal was reached. But it's not a situation where maybe he was 15 years old or 14, where this would be a juvenile case. How does the youthful offender status compare to what you might see in a juvenile case?
It's just a function of punishment. I think there's the idea in assessing a punishment that, those that are younger are more likely to make mistakes and need to learn from those mistakes, as opposed to somebody who's, let's say, in their mid-20s or maybe in their 30s, or that's an adult that we expect them to behave in a certain way. And there's, maybe not laws that are written in a formula, but I think when considering what a person's punishment ought to be, somebody's age and experience has always been taken into account.
In this particular case, this was a no contest plea. So this was a deal that was reached between the defense and the prosecution. For you as a judge, just when these cases go through, and what is your role in this? Because I think for there to be in a case like this, where there is going to be criticism, and that's just the way it is, and I know with your job that there's always going to be criticism of the system in these types of cases. What is the job of a judge? What are you looking for if a prosecutor and a defense attorney come to you and say, we've reached agreement that youthful offender status is what we're going to move forward with?
Well, the job of a judge really is to make sure that all of the processes are followed to a T, and that everybody, both sides, I say everybody, both sides has availed themselves to the opportunities under the law to be prepared and to have what they need in order to be prepared. So you're really at that point sort of an umpire that's just making sure that all the boxes have been checked. We do have the discretion.
I want to say this. Yeah, I realize they're young, and it'd be one thing if he was being charged with like statutory rape, and they were, boyfriend and girlfriend, and they broke up, and she was just trying to get back at him. That's not what's happened here. Like, he literally raped them, he choked them, and there's 3 at least. There's probably more. And with this sentence, it's probably gonna happen again. And he could move to Colorado. He could move to Kansas. He could move to Texas. He could move to your town. He could do this to your kids, your grandkids. So yeah, we got to speak up.
And the ability to reject a plea. And if we reject a plea and we don't get to just put our own stamp on it and say, I reject the plea, I'm going to sentence you to 50 years. Essentially what the rejection of a plea does is it takes everybody to square one and puts it on the trial docket. But that is an extraordinary remedy. And so what you're looking for at the plea is what information has led both sides to come to this agreement. And the judge has the ability, if they want to seek out that information. And because we do have the ability to say, no, we're not going to accept it. It's unjust, or it's unfair, or the process hasn't been followed.
And in this case, Butler could have received, if the maximum, if he had gone to trial all the way through, the maximum would have been roughly 70 years in prison. Instead, through this youthful offender status, he is going to have a treatment plan that he has to go through with different requirements that he's going to have to meet. But you look at what he was accused of in this case, and it's very difficult.
So since they changed this to youthful offender, they can't change it back. It's a done deal. It don't matter who we write, who we go to, they can't change it back. But there's a third person, and there's probably more. If they step up, that's a whole new case. And that's another reason why I'm going down Monday. Hopefully some of these people will get together, and we're going to work on the rally. That's why I'm going early. And maybe some of these people will speak up that it happened to them, and that'd be a whole new case. But they can't change this one.
To read through, it was violent. What are some of the factors that a prosecutor and the defense attorney you're working with, when determining that youthful offender status is a good resolution for this, how does maybe violent tendencies, the threat of maybe reoffending, how does that go into whether or not this person would be a good candidate for this, as opposed to what could have been, the good majority of his life in prison?
Yeah, you're looking at a prediction of what you think might happen in the future. Essentially, that's one component of assessing punishment or an outcome in a criminal case. And one of the ideas is that somebody's history will indicate how they're going to react in the future. And so when you're saying, okay, does this person deserve more, a lighter sentence or rehabilitation, you're asking yourself first, can they be rehabilitated? And is there still hope for them to be rehabilitated? That's one component of a very complicated and nuanced issue. The other one, of course, is what are the facts of the case? In other words, somebody could commit a maybe they just need to be punished. And there's always that tension between what's best for the defendant on the one hand, what's best for society, and then, of course, what's best for the victim and what their voice is and how that voice is heard in the sentencing process. But all of it, to go back to your first question, the lawyer assessing their cases, and you know, there's strengths, weaknesses in every case, and allegations are allegations. You've got to eventually, if you're the prosecution, line up your proof and make sure that you're right, because you don't want to lose. You don't want to even go forward if you're not right. And so I think plea bargains are also a function of the quality of proof by view of how the lawyers assess their case. And so unfortunately, with a plea bargain, the public doesn't always have all of the information because there's no trial. You know, in the trials, why I love trials so much is because you do get all the information. You get to see witnesses, you get to judge their credibility, you get to see text messages or videos and all that. In a plea, the public really doesn't, so we are sort of left to speculate. But as a plea bargain, and somebody who's presided over thousands of them and done them myself, you know, plea bargains are functions of proof and your assessment of how strong your case is, whichever side that you're on.
And this is the case, and I think when you read the allegations against this defendant, you hear, you know, the victim impact statements. I mean, it's hard not to be emotional for what these girls had to go through. And I'm sure the judge who presided over this deal knew that there was probably going to be some criticism of it, considering there wasn't going to be 70 years or a period of time in adult prison because he's 18 years old. Not asking your opinion of the decision for this to be youthful offender status, but just as a judge, I mean, it's so rare that we get to actually talk to someone who sits in the chair. How do you deal with some of those deals that may come across that you know are public that may have criticism of it, and knowing that you're presiding over something that's probably going to get a lot of heat from the public and from people? Yeah, there is probably information we don't know in this case, but you know that there's going to be a lot of frustration from the public when it goes through.
And I've been in that situation before many times, some of it in public settings and some of it not public. But either way, you know, as a judge, that every decision you make, you're going to disappoint precisely half of the people that are looking back at you, and sometimes everybody. And so what you have to do is fall back on what your role is as a judge. And we are process followers. We make sure that the process is followed. We also make sure that everybody stays within their roles. And so that is procedural justice, procedural due process. And so we have to adhere to that. The public outrage is going to come. And we're not here to be popular. We're here to be stewards of the law. I think that, you know, there's accountability for that too, in the sense that the decisions we make, we are not the end all be all. If there is something untoward that's gone on in any given case, there's a process in place, a review process. We answer, unlike the Supreme Court justices of the United States, you know, we do have a reviewing body that looks at whether we did something that was outside of our processes. And we have to be held accountable for that. And we should be. There should be a transparency. I guess the line is that we could never be held accountable for a decision that we make within the realm of discretion. We can always be held accountable for decisions we make that are outside of that process, outside of the law, whether it's ex parte communications, bribery, things like that. That is where we can be held accountable. We can be held to answer for that. I think we're seeing now, there's a call for an investigation, I think, into some of, what caused this plea to happen in Oklahoma. And I would hope that to the extent that it can be transparent and accessible to the public, and I'm sure everybody involved is going to take that responsibility very seriously and justify why they did it, or at least make sure that there was nothing outside of that zone of discretion that played into this.
For Butler, once he finishes the treatment plan that he's going to be going through, is there any sort of monitoring of him that could continue on? Like I think of someone who, if he was 26 years old, he goes to prison, he might be a registered sex offender when he comes out and he has to follow those guidelines. In many states, it would be for the rest of your life. In a youthful offender status situation like this, once he finishes the treatment plan, what would happen next?
Well, if he finishes it successfully, he doesn't go to prison. I think that one of the parts of this is that he has to complete it, and if he doesn't, then he's looking at, I believe, up to 10 years in prison as a result of that. So there is some accountability for him to finish. But if he finishes it successfully, then he's off of what is very similar, I guess, to like a probation. He's off of that status, and he's free to live out the rest of his life.
And and obviously too, I mean, anytime you Google his name, for the rest of his life, there's a weight that comes with that, because he will be associated, with this case, which is so difficult to hear. When it comes to recidivism rates, and I know that that's always a big topic of conversation. I mean, how effective, not speaking in terms of this case, but just generally speaking, are these youthful offender status cases?
Well, they can be very effective. In the right environment and for the right crime. I actually started a youthful offenders program here in Dallas, and it was geared towards those 17 to 25-year-olds that did dumb things when they were 17 to 25. And I don't mean to say that this is one of those things. They're geared towards certain crimes, but with that environment, you try to seek out the root causes of the problems. Now, that could be substance abuse, that could be mental health, and if you can treat those problems, then you go a long way towards making sure this doesn't happen again. But it should not be used as a way to get out from under accountability and punishment in the appropriate circumstance. So it's that tension that we talked about right at the very beginning. What's best for the defendant, what's best for the public, and of course, what's best for the victim, and they're having their day in court as well.
Yeah, and this is just it's a sad case. You think these two young girls, the strength and courage they had to come forward. I know their parents have been frustrated with this. We'll see how any sort of investigation plays out in it. And one more, actually, as I think about that, if there is a plea deal that the public's unhappy with, like in this one, I mean, is there any way other than an investigation to find something that happened outside of the law, any way to do any sort of take back on that deal and re-sentence someone like Butler in this case?
No, once the plea is done, it's final. I mean, there's going to be no, there's certain procedural things that would have to happen in order for somebody to grant a new trial. Public outrage is not one of them. And so this is done. It appears maybe if there's another victim, then maybe, that's a whole new case. But for accountability, it's going to have to come through a judicial conduct commission, something like that. It's going to have to come through, an investigation. I understand that one of the lawmakers in Oklahoma has called for an investigation that would involve the grand jury, and they have at their disposal tools to subpoena witnesses to see if, again, going back to what we talked about a little while ago, is did something happen in this case that was beyond the scope of discretion? Is there some kind of an outside influence, like ex parte communications is the most obvious one that might come up, that would cause those that made the decisions to be held accountable in some way? And how does that happen? That happens usually during the reappointment process. I know that in Texas we elect judges, if this happened and the public was outraged, then they would remove me from the bench. I could be sanctioned and removed from the bench by the Judicial Conduct Commission as well. And so that's the accountability that could happen as a result of the investigation. And then, of course, if a grand jury comes back and they find evidence to believe there's probable cause that somebody committed a crime, then they can return an indictment, and that would open up a whole new avenue of accountability as well.
And we'll see how this case plays out. Judge Brandon Birmingham from Dallas, Texas. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to be with us on Law and Crime. It's great to have you.
It's always good to be here. Thank you very much. Good luck.
That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify. I'm Chris Stewart. I'll see you next time.
I was typing, sorry. So I'm going to pull up something else too. There's a news clip out of Tulsa, but I'm going to pull this up next. So J.J. Humphrey is the state representative, and he's the one that's been going over a lot of cases, not just this one. I'm telling you, there's several in this county. Now he's getting retaliation. Now they've started investigations on him because of this. Hold on. It's kind of hard.
Hello, Oklahoma. This is Representative J.J. Humphrey.
Hard to hear. I'm going to mute.
Hey, I'm in my office today, and I've got my good friends, Page 6, with me. They're doing a video live as well. I just want to make a video just to say, just let y'all know what is happening in this Payne County case and in all the cases I'm working. So it's my understanding that one of the state agencies just filed a complaint with ethics on me, stating that I had taken a file and that I had not given the file back. Guys, I've got the emails to show, and it simply says, Representative Humphrey would like to arrange pickup of the files for our office. He's also interested in meeting at our office to review the information in these files with that state agency. And then it says, thank you for picking up the files, and they respond, you're welcome. Now, that was done somewhere about September of 23. So September 23. This is a very, very high-profile case. This is one of the most high-profile cases for this agency, dealing with abuse on kids, dealing with kids, the CPS stuff, that kind of stuff. Okay? Now, here's the thing. How in the world can they say that they don't have the file? Obviously, the file is missing from this very high-profile case. They're going to accuse me of taking it. And again, I have the documents to show I didn't take it, that I gave it back. So one, are they trying to falsely set me up? And are they weaponizing ethics? It's obvious they're trying to weaponize the ethics department to go after me. And no question why that is, because we're putting the heat on them with all these grand juries, with all these petitions, with all that's going on, the kids being abused across the state of Oklahoma. How many schools right now, how many counties are we seeing the same issues at Payne County? But I'm uncovering buku of cases there in Payne County. We're going to show, and we're going to show that Payne County grand jury was illegally shut down, obstruction. And again, I've showed you guys, I have the email that says, it says right here by the Payne County, the distinguished review pictures on the Payne County jury. So how did that judge get in there and say that they were certified? Guys, they're weaponizing, they're using the courts, they're using ethics, they're going after us. They're going after Daryl, $1 million bond there in Payne County, the organizer of the Payne County warrant. Guys, it is time that we start paying attention what our government, how they're weaponizing these government agencies against us to shut down any kind of investigation, to try to intimidate. Guys, they don't know me very well. This didn't intimidate me. This just fired me up. This just shows you we're on the right trail. We're getting down to the dirt. That's why they're getting panicky and that's what they're coming after, trying to get something on me and intimidate me. It's not going to work. Hey, y'all stay tuned, buckle up. It's going to get really rodeo before long. Y'all have a good day.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, this is horrible. Now they're going after the state representative. Now I'm going to tell you something. So, my youngest daughter was in middle school, okay? And she, I could tell you on one hand where all my kids ever stayed the night growing up, okay? When, like I said, their dad was a U.S. Marshal of 35 years, okay? And I was a state investigator, so I might have had to look into the dangers out in the real world more than other people, okay? I'm not going to say everybody. But anyway, she had a friend. Girl played soccer with her, and the girl always stayed the night at the house, and she was living with her aunt, okay? And we thought everything was great. And she was her aunt and her aunt's husband was adopting her, okay? My daughter's friend. And they were having an adoption party. Now, I haven't talked about this in a very long time, but I'm going to tell you guys about it without telling you too much information where people can just go dox me and shit, because I'm not dealing with that. But anyway, I knew the parents. I met them. I never hung out with them, but like when they'd drop her off, I'd go out and see them at the car. And anyway, so there was this adoption party, okay? My daughter came home the next day. Things seemed fine, okay? She started being real reserved. A lot of things was going on, you know, trying to take care of kids and work. But we started noticing something. Well, one day I was sleeping, and one of her other friends' mom came over that I went to high school with, and woke me up. And she said, got to talk to you about your daughter. And I said, what about her? She said, well, when she went to the adoption party, the husband raped her. I said, what? Let me tell you what. There wasn't enough cops to hold me down. I ran over with rubber jacks. I was going to kill him. I was going after him. It was really hard. Anyway, I had to take her down to the exploited missing children's unit. And man, we spent like 2 days there. It's really rough. And it was rough to watch her go through that. We had to go to the hospital, even though this was way past the time, and do the rape kits and all the counseling at the hospital. It was so hard. But listen, we stuck it up. I cried all the time. I wanted to kill him. And one day, my daughter came up to me and said, you know, I could be dead. And I was like, what? She said, I could be dead. I'm alive. Mom, you got to pull it together. And from that day on, I was strong. Until today that I'm talking about it, I was really strong. Anyway, it took 3 years going to court. And also, another part of the story, her friend that was adopted was pregnant with this man's child and had a miscarriage in the toilet. Okay? So there was them charges. They took her out of the home. 3 years on this case. He got fired from Spirit because in their union contract, can't have, charges like that. After 3 years, the DA made a deal with him without even talking to us. So this bullshit that they talked to the victims is bullshit. I know it firsthand. They made a deal with this guy that he would have 5 years probation, and he would have to register for the rest of his life. Okay? It really messed my daughter up, and it really messed her friend up. Her friend ran away. We haven't seen her since. We don't even know where she went. So things like this, especially when it comes to kids, you'll find me stand up. Stand up. I'll take a bullet for these kids. I will stand up. But that don't mean that you have to think the same way I do. Don't ever feel like just because I feel a certain way that you have to feel the same way I do. I realize everybody thinks for themselves. I also realize that some of us, it hits a little closer to home. But if you're one of the people that sit back and think this could never happen to me or my family or my grandkids, you are dead wrong. That's another reason why in the Kansas mom's case, I've wanted to make sure that everything's out there. I mean, it's in the paperwork. It might be sealed, but the essay's out there. Okay. And don't make right what happened. I've never said that. I'm totally against what happened. But I also am against Department of Children's Services not stepping up and helping these kids. What are we paying them for? What is their job? You write a sexual abuse case and you write it substantiated. And because the child custody case is in Oklahoma and the Children's Services case is in Kansas, nothing gets done. I am not okay with that. I am not okay with that. Oh, Rock, I'm so sorry you and your daughter had to go through. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And again, I haven't talked about this in so many years. I put it to the back of my head. But when this case came out, it made me think about everything. I mean, everything that we went through with my daughter and the shit that happened to her. And listen, guys, I don't even know how I made it through it. I really don't. You know, I'll tell you, she went on. She's got some issues. I don't know what her issues are as far as she's not getting along with her dad. She don't get along with me and refuses to go to more counseling. But she did go on to go to college, 4.0 student, all scholarships, did great. Still going to school to be an anesthesiologist. And she's got a really, really good paying job. But still don't change what she went through. And even though she's mad at me, I love her. She won't talk to me. And I do feel guilty at what she went through because my job was to protect her. And I didn't. I didn't protect her. So that guilt's on me. I can't change it. But if she came to me today, man, I just hug her and kiss her. I love her. She's my kid. So when I hear about these victims, hey, listen, you guys know me. I'm a strong person. But when it comes to my kids and my family and my friends, I'm not so strong. So when it comes to these victims, they probably had no choice in whether he was going to accept this plea or not. Because we didn't have a choice. Why would it be different for them? So this bullshit that they talk to the DA, listen, I feel like the DA is just as much at fault. They agreed to this. The judge agreed to it. It's a broken system. Now, I can tell you, look at me as a mom, what I'm dealing with. Okay? And she's 32 years old now. And this happened when she was in middle school. This is what I still deal with every day. So you can bet your ass, this is what these girls deal with. This is what their parents deal with. It's not good. Life ain't fair. It's just not fair. God is good. God is good all the time. And I'm still alive and I'm still breathing and I can still fight. So I can fight for these victims. I can fight for the future victims. I'm not going to step back and let things go. I'm so sorry for all that happened. It is horrible. It is horrible. And listen, when I quit thinking about it, I won't be upset. But unless it's happened in your family or you know somebody that's happened to, you don't get over it. You never get over it. So it takes us to stand up. Because you know what? I will say it made me strong. It made me really strong. Okay? 2 of my sisters were raped. The guilt you feel, it is so real. One recovered and lived a full life. She was scared and charged for her life, but not ruined. Changed her life, but not ruined. The other was never the same and ruined. Like I said, you know, her dad was just in town and they had family portraits for all of them with the new twins and everybody to get together. And The same night he drove all the way from Mississippi. Her uncle drove all the way from Seattle. They brought their fifth wheels, were on her property, and she just lost her shit. Made them get off their property. This was just a couple weeks ago. And, you know, when my oldest daughter was telling me about it, and she's crazy, Mom. It just went nuts. And, you know, she sent all of us text message. And if you're related, and she put her dad's name, don't ever contact me again. And I said to my oldest daughter, you know, your sister went through a lot in her life. And I feel like that's what causing her to act this way. I'm sure she blames me for what happened. And honestly, so another part of the story. Let me tell you about this damn adoption part. They gave, and the wife was involved. They gave the kids a drink. I don't remember what it was called. It was a purple drink. I don't remember what it was called, but like a roofie drink is what they gave these kids in middle school that was at their house. So anyway, I know a little more details, but I'm not going to go into them. They're too hurtful to tell. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Prairie Sage, man, I hope you're doing good. And I love you. And I've always thought you was an awesome person. And I hope things are going well for you. And you are always welcome in here. And please, everybody, say hi to Prairie Sage. I don't hate anybody. If you're somebody in the background that's watching, listen, you can come in here. You start acting crazy. That's another thing. And believe it or not, me and Hawkeyes was just talking about Prairie Sage the other day. Wondered how she was doing. And anyway, I hope you're doing well. No, it's so hard when you get to see this stuff up close and personal, and the whole family is damaged. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And these victims, I mean, she was choked not once, twice, and he filmed it. This guy filmed it. He's untouchable. His parents are bigwigs. I mean, listen, being from Oklahoma, you know how big Oklahoma State University is. It's big. So both parents have good jobs and, you know, are very well recognized in the Stillwater area. Not only that, the dad had jobs other places. LSU, that's another big school. So if you look at the jobs he had, you know, pretty good jobs. Let's see. As a victim of rape, we have two choices: being a victim or being a survivor. Not everyone knows what to do when it happens, and some didn't do the right things. I agree. Anyway, sorry about my crying. So I'm going to try to pull myself together here. My sister wrote all of us letters blaming each one of us for what happened to her. She really hates me. Oh my God, that just breaks my heart. My daughter hates me too. Rock, I was not even born when it was discovered and stopped. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't hate my daughter. I love her. And, but you know, she does blame us. I guess she told her uncle, the one from Washington, when he said, "Why are you acting this way?" She said, "My mom and dad fucked me up." What? Fucked you up? What do you mean fucked you up? Anyway. Hey, Prairie Sage, good to see you. Yes, absolutely good to see you. Tisbel, this guy is a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. And do you think he learned his lesson? And instead of them being parents, they're choosing to be his kid's friend. Yeah, they're telling him, don't talk, say your prayers, like nothing happened. Okay? Now, is it possible that, you know, they got these jobs that require a lot of their time, even their family time, that they're too blind to see what it turned their son into? I mean, that's possible. Very possible. But, you know, it's one thing to protect your children and love them and enable them. This young man, Jesse Butler, I believe, will do this again. Okay, drive and be careful. And I'll try not to cry because I don't want to get you crying. We all need to pray for Butler's victims, especially those who have not come forward. New charges could have very different results. Yes, that's why I'm going on Monday. Listen, I'm going to be so involved in this rally. It's not even going to be funny. Not even going to be funny. And I want these girls to know that there's people, strangers, that are going to stand by them. We're going to stand by them. We're going to help. For the other girls, because I'm sure there is more. They said there's a third one. Maybe that third one will come forward. Okay? Maybe that third one will come forward. And we can help them. Help all of them, but also help somebody come forward that this happened to. It's not okay, and it's not going to stop. This is not going to stop. Let's see here. I'm so sorry, Rock. The estrangement is not your fault. It is heartbreaking. It is. I really do understand. I went no contact with my sister for over 20 years. It's been about 6 years now. It's been about 6 years with my daughter. And she's had twins too since then. I haven't even seen them. And I have another granddaughter that she has. And you know what's crazy is her husband, when he was growing up, he had a girlfriend. And I want to say he was 7. His uncle was my age. And we were very good friends. We grew up a couple streets apart. But anyway, my daughter's husband had a girlfriend. They had sex. And he got charged. And they were just like 6 months apart. But anyway, he got charged with statutory rape. Okay? And he spent at least a year, I don't even know how long, at the boys' ranch at Lake Afton when it was open. You know? That's why I was saying sometimes it's a little different situation. You know? You got a boyfriend. I mean, when I was in high school, my boyfriend was graduated. Okay, we ended up married. But if my parents would have wanted to do something, they probably could have charged him with the same thing. You know, this is different. This is different. Having way with women, and they told him no, and it's rape. That's not okay. It's not okay. You acted. Love you for that. Man, listen, that's a rare occasion for you guys to see me cry. I'll just tell you that. I'm fired up for this rally. Got my blood boiling. Yes, and I need to get with you if you want to, or I'll see you there. I'm going down on Monday, okay? But I'm taking the bus. Sarah's coming with me. And if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to come out, hang out. If you're coming from somewhere else and you need to stay somewhere where you don't want to drive, you can stay with us in the bus. It's up to you. But just remember that. I know that Gail's daughter and granddaughter live in Stillwater, and they're going to meet us there too and show up for the rally. See, the thing is, if people don't realize what a rally does, listen, screw that whole No Kings rally. I think that's so ridiculous. I'm sorry. I just think that's ridiculous. A rally like this will bring attention to this case, more attention across the world. It'll also show Oklahoma legislators, we ain't taking it. But you have to do it in numbers. So if I sit here and said, oh, well, they're doing a rally and there's plenty of people pissed off that's going to show up, and then I didn't go, what if everybody thought that way? Nobody'd show up. So I'm going to make sure I show up. I'm going to make sure I do everything I can. And I'm going to go live for you guys. And I told Journey, hold on, I got to blow my nose. I told Journey she could stream it if she wants to. But we're going to go and we're going to make our presence shown. Okay? And we're going to let these victims know, because you know there's going to be cameras. We're going to be live. You know there's going to be media there. I think there'll be Tulsa. I think there'll be Oklahoma City. I think News Nation will be there. I think it's going to be a big deal. I hope it's that big a deal. And then maybe victims that hasn't come forward will realize that they got a lot of people behind them. And how do they know that? Is by us going and standing up for them. Journey, hope your day is great. Absolutely. I'm coming down early morning on Wednesday. Daughter and I are making signs. You're awesome. Of course I want to hang out with Rob. Oh, you're awesome. Well, we will be there. So before then, I need to get you my phone number. So in one of the comments, message me, and I'll send you my email, my personal email, and I'll make sure you have my phone number so you can reach out to me. Yes, strength in numbers. It's got to be strength in numbers. Like I said, I was planning on going to Guyman. It's an arraignment. But this is more important to me. And it might not be more important to all you, but it is more important to me. Coming from somebody that's been there, been in them parents' shoes. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I'm 57 years old and crying like a baby over shit that's happened. I can't change the past, okay? But I can damn sure help change the future. And the future of anybody that could possibly be a victim of this guy. It's not okay. Or anybody that's going to go around abusing people. This kid feels like he got away with it. And guess what? I'll be honest with you. Somebody just watching this, like me, he got away with it. We damn well know he got away with it. He got away with it. He'll do it again. And listen, there is so many. I only hear about Oklahoma because that's what I look into. The Sallisaw thing's still going on. Supposedly, kid was sexually abused at recess, 5th grader. Then, you got the one in Ohio where the lady dropped her kid off at a relative's. She was 5 years old. Went outside, a 10 and a 9-year-old sexually abused her and scalped this little girl. And they're charging them two, and they're 92 years old with attempted murder. But this guy, he gets to walk free and probably do it again. So my hopes is that third victim they keep talking about reaches out and sees how much support she has and changes this around. That's right. That's right. That's right. The 5 are in jail. The kid is not. And that's the difference. It is the difference. It is the difference. And man, I hope I don't run into him at a store. Honestly, I'm going to make sure I stay in the bus other than this rally because I would go off. Like, tell him a piece of my mind. And that probably wouldn't be the best thing either. But so I feel that way. And I'm a stranger coming into their town. Imagine these girls that live there and go to the local Walmart or go to the local Brahms to get some ice cream. And they got to run into this guy. Okay? Because you guys think this guy's going to move away from mom and dad that has all this money? I mean, my gosh, they talked about that. You saw the house. It's a nice house. It's a very nice house. He's not going to move away from there. And he's protected there. And why is he protected? Because his parents have connections. That's what it amounts to. His parents has connections. There was where'd it go? It was another. I have not seen this one, but I did see it this morning. I hope that whole town of Stillwater turns out. I bet everybody that can will. It's happened during people's work hours. That's the other thing. Why couldn't they do it on a Saturday? And that's what I've discussed with them. And so they were probably going to have another one. You do it on a Saturday, man, I could have filled the bus up and went down there for the day. And we could have took care of business as far as walking the streets. And listen, Rock's got a big mouth. Rock has a big mouth. So I can definitely yell some shit. I absolutely hope that whole town stands up to. The current victim situation could actually stop another Veronica and Jillian situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Latest statistics say a 50-year-old offender has essayed over 200 victims over his or her lifetime. This behavior escalated, and there is no therapy that cures it. There is no therapy that cures it. I mean, I'm not going to say names, but what if you have young brothers and they're doing sexual things to your kids and sexual things, the older brother to the younger brother? Is that okay? Is that okay? Because he didn't get in trouble either. None of it was followed through on. So you can bet he's probably going to do it again. And he was what, 10, 11 when that happened? Was watching porn on parents' iPad and all kinds of shit. I'm not going to go into details, but he didn't have any consequences. Neither did his parents. And they didn't fix this situation. Oh, wait a minute. They fixed the situation. They moved one kid right next to the parents and one they said in the basement of a house that don't have a basement. But okay. And that was good enough. No, somebody dropped the ball and didn't follow up on the substantiated case and take it over even to Kansas courts. Why? Why didn't they? Anyway, absolutely. Now I have not seen this one yet, but here it is. It's the Tulsa one. I've been watching all of them just because I want to. Honestly, guys, I want to know who's covering the story, and also say this guy shows up for the rally. I want to go up and talk to them. I want to I'm not going to be on TV. I'll tell you that right now. No. If somebody asks me if I want to talk on TV, that answer is no, not happening. But I'll talk to them and tell them what I think. I'll talk to the media off camera and tell them exactly what I think.
I'm TJ Ecker with 2 News. Following a case in Stillwater that's gained widespread attention on social media. A high school student's pleading no contest to several rape and domestic assault charges. Jesse Butler was arrested back in March on 10 rape-related charges involving 2 underage girls. Investigators say the crimes happened over multiple months in 2024 when Butler was around 17 years old. Victim statements from both girls say Butler forced them to perform sexual acts, and both say Butler strangled them to the point of unconsciousness. The case now sparking outrage online after prosecutors reclassified him as a youthful offender despite initially charging him as an adult. I talked with Kimberly Dance with the Tulsa County DA's Juvenile Division about how that process works and what factors can lead to such a decision.
This is an area of law that is incredibly complicated. The biggest factors are what was the crime and what is the age of the defendant.
Jans didn't speak specifically about Butler's case since it didn't happen in Tulsa County, but says the most significant change that can come deals with sentencing. Butler originally sentenced to 78 years in prison. That changes as a youthful offender, or YO.
Wanting to do the YO aspect gives you the possibility of rehabilitating yourself before having to serve a long sentence in the Department of Corrections.
We reached out to the Payne County District Attorney, Butler's attorney, and the Office of Juvenile Affairs, but haven't heard back. I'm TJ Ecker with 2 News Oklahoma.
Again, I'm watching all of them, and when they're interesting, like the one before this, with the body cam, and just the way the mom acted. You guys caught it too. I didn't say anything before, but you caught it. Say your prayers. Don't talk. Say your prayers. Really? Really? So yeah, we got to stand up. And Robin, yes, I agree. Robin took off work to go. It's important and not that far to speak up. And yes, and again, a lot of people's at work. Some people can't take off work. I get it. Not holding that against you, but listen, I can go. I can go. Like I said, I got Sarah going, and I actually got a couple more people that's wanting to go. So the more the merrier that we can get there. And like I said, numbers is what's going to matter. It's what makes a difference. That's with any rally, protest, whatever you want to call it. If you have two people don't pay attention. The more people you have, the more people pay attention. And the more the legislators will pay attention. So I didn't go to the store. I didn't go to the base to go to the store. We're going to go Monday. So we go out to the base, to the commissary, Rick's going to get the bus and the Jeep ready. Get it all hooked up. Get it filled up, get it hooked up. And so we'll head out Monday. We was going to go Sunday, but tomorrow is our toy run. It's a big toy run tomorrow. So we couldn't go tomorrow. So we're going to go Monday. And anybody that listens to this channel that goes, please find me. Let's talk. I'd love to meet you. I love meeting people. And if you're somebody that's sitting there saying, oh, man, I can't believe they're going all the way down there for a damn rally, hey, it's your right to feel that way, okay? It is your right to feel that way. But this isn't the same as a No Kings rally. This is important. It's important. What is your Cash App? Venmo, Rock. And that would help. But you don't have to. You don't have to. But it would help. Gas does help. See if I can. I don't know if this helps you or not. Which is, I have Venmo. I never had Venmo and Cash App until I was sending Wrangler stuff. But hold on. I don't even know what it is. I know I got that, but let me see here what it is. But obviously, listen, you don't have to do that. I appreciate it, but you don't have to. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Things been really tight around here. Okay, here is. I'm gonna type it out for you. Yes, No Kings is a protest. This is a rally. Listen, I'm from a union family. Okay, so believe me, we strike. Been in so many strikes, it's not even funny. Strikes for better wages, better health care. You know, a lot of people say, oh, people, this is even back when Boeing was here. This is the Cash App. I had to look it up. Let's see here. No Kings is a protest. No, this is a rally. I agree. A rally is for support. You know, just like strikes here, you know. Our aircrafts here are union, and they work on a union contract. I really want to help. It's the least I can do. I would love to be able to go, but I can't. I know you're so far away, but never, ever, ever feel like you have to help me out. It is very much appreciated. Like you don't even know. I have not been tight bills wise this way in a long time, a very long time. And let me tell you, Rick will make comments all the time, and he'll say, well, back when we was rich, now we're broke. He says it all the time to me. And I know he's joking, but he's actually telling the truth. Just got a lot going on. A lot going on. Neither one of us had been to the doctor in over 25 years. So I'd been since then, but he hadn't been in 25 years. But still, it's a lot. I was trying to look up, I don't know how to look up this damn Venmo though, to see what it is. Maybe this is it. Let me see here. Tell me if this is what it looks like, because again, oops, Rock, Chalk. Whoever just tried to call me, I'm gonna have to call you when we're done. Does this look like a Venmo? It says at rock_chalk_true_crime. Hopefully that's what that is. Let me see if I can send this to AirDrop too, and I can put it on here. There we go. Oh. Anyway, I don't know how to do it, so hopefully that's what it is. Open it up. It's in the top left-hand corner. Okay, that's what was in the top left-hand corner, I think. Let me look at it again. I see this scanner thing. I don't know what that means, but okay, yeah. At rock_chalk_true_crime. Okay, that's it. We got it. Okay. It says something, update something. I don't know. I have to look at it. I haven't opened it. Okay, open it up. It's at the top plan. Got that. Being sick shouldn't cost what it does. It's sickening. It is sickening. Oh my gosh. And we have insurance. And still, it's sickening. I don't care what anyone's politics are, but as a person of faith, having people shout "No Kings" was offensive. There is a king, and he is my king. No one has a right to put down anyone else's God. Yeah, I don't know what to say about these no king protests. That's the right to go and protest, but to me it seems stupid, but to them obviously it don't seem stupid. But now when I felt like Trump got ran over, like they cheated, I'm going to be the first to say I went out to many of them protests and held the Trump flag, and people probably thought that was stupid too. So I really try not to judge that much, but yeah, I get it. I get it. This rally it's a big thing. The rally is a big thing. Is that the right thing, Hawkeyes, that I said? With the @ mark? Is that what a Venmo is? Up there in the corner with an @ mark? God, I hope so. Anyway, don't feel obligated. Usually a dash. Well, on mine it's an underscore. It has @ and underscore. And Nonaloo, I just got your Cash App. Thank you very much. It is very helpful. I can't even express it enough. And it won't pay for my food, but I'll put it towards gas. I got food. I'll get food, but definitely towards the gas. It's not the bus ain't cheap. I love you. Thank you. And I'd love you even if you didn't donate to it. Like, you're awesome. Listen, I know I can't donate to anybody right now either myself. I've never been in that position. Ever. Sometimes man, there's just good people everywhere. Good people everywhere. And I always try to do my best too. And always try to help out. And I did get your Cash App. Okay, let's see here okay, here we go. Try having a 1 in a million disease. The healthcare industry is ridiculous. I know. Luckily I don't have any of them problems. I mean, I got my own shit going on, but like skin cancer and stuff. But there's, I'm not gonna say her name because she's not in here. If she's in here, I'd say it. She's got so many health problems and actually died not too long ago. And it's just horrible. It's just horrible. So try having a 1 in a million disease. The healthcare industry is ridiculous, and absolutely is. Absolutely is. And yes, Journey, we're going to rally for justice. You can bet your ass on that. And I will be live. And you're more than welcome to stream it live. Listen, anything on my channel. I want it all covered. London Valdez, I want it covered. Veronica and Jillian, I want it covered. This, I want it covered. If I'm going over a case in the channel and we're going over this case, I want it covered. And I don't care who covers it. Don't care who covers it. And yes, just sent, I got it. And that's a lot. That's a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, underscore is normal to show space. Okay, well, see, you guys are teaching me because, man. So hopefully that's it. Thank you. I'll be honest with you. I've been stressing. Even about the trip. Even about the trip to Guyman. I told Christopher, I said, man, bills is just getting the better of us. I would have found a way to do it, but we don't eat out. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. Yeah, I need to stop that. That's the only thing that I got a vice that I do. I don't drink. I don't go out to eat. I don't go hang out at bars. I don't spend money foolishly. Now, when I had money, I bought things that I shouldn't have. I'm not gonna lie about that, but shit, ever since we went to the doctor, let me tell you, I've been watching where every penny goes. Where every penny goes. And and the diesel bus, I mean, it does take gas. So thank you. Okay, here we go. Stiff person syndrome, aka Tin Man disease. I need the wizard to give me some oil. Oh, need some dab oil, do you? Is that what you need? Do you happen to use THC? Just curious. THC is great. Okay, let me look. And listen, I just want you to know that I got it, okay? I don't want anybody in chat think, that I think any different of you because you're not helping out. Because no, I don't. I'm not asking anybody to help out, and I do appreciate it a lot. Yes, let's see. See, I don't even know how to do this stuff. I just barely was able to put a heart set, but I do see some money in there. I don't know how to see who it's from, no. Transactions, maybe? Yeah, got it. Got it, Nighthawk. Sure do got it. Man, you guys are great. Like I said, since I tried to respond with comment, I'll figure it out when I'm done. Okay. Hopefully that did it. I sent a response. Okay. Yes, got it. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna say I'm thrifty. We've never been ones to go out to eat. I will say that. Except, when I was down in Guyman, I spent a lot of money on French onion soup, but I had just had my teeth pulled and I had stitches. There wasn't a lot I could eat. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's where Prairie Sage came in too. She brought me while I was out looking for Veronica and Jillian. Listen, I can't thank Prairie Sage enough for all the help she gave me. And, Prairie Sage was friends with Jillian. And Prairie Sage and her husband are great people. They let me stay there. They're just super people. But she came and got our laundry. I did our laundry. She cooked us food. She even cut it in little bitty pieces, knowing that I just had mouth surgery and had stitches. She's a very caring person. Very, very caring. It's like having tinnitus, no THC. I'll tell you what. You ought to look into it. You ought to look into the THC. I know a lot of people's against it. For example, I have an uncle, truck driver forever. Okay, very old fashioned, and I think we was at his house. Anyway, he was complaining about his son and talking about my son smokes marijuana. Da, 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 da. I said, "Do you pay his bills?" No. Does he pay his bills? Yeah. Well, then who fucking cares if he smokes marijuana? Is he taken from the family just to smoke his marijuana? I don't know. But anyway, my uncle, I always posted things on my Facebook back in the day. And like Rick Simpson, The Cure, all kinds of stuff. Well, I'd post things, and my uncle was still working then. And he would comment on it. Okay. And I had to call him and I said, "Hey, I post things just for information." He said, "Well, I liked it." So I clicked it. I said, "Well, people's going to think you're doing THC and you're a truck driver. You can't do that." He said, "Well, I like it." Well, come to find out, let me tell you, my uncle ended up having, he's still alive, but he's got stage 4 prostate cancer. And guess who takes the edibles? My uncle. And it's really helped him a lot. So if you're one of the people that, might sit back and say, marijuana is a drug, well, I consider it medicine, and I really do. I broke my hip and my femur. The only pain medicine I ever took was in the hospital, and they had me on Dilaudid. When I left the hospital, he had gave me a script. 2 weeks later, I went back to the hip replacement guy, the specialist, and he said, he wrote out another script and gave it to me. I pulled the other one out of my purse. I said, "You want this one?" And he looked at me and said, "What? You never filled it?" I said, "No." He said, "What'd you do?" I said, "THC gummies." He said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "No." So he said he was going to check into it. I'm just saying, it might be something you want to check into. I've noticed the difference with it. Now, here lately, I haven't been taking much of the gummies. I can't even tell you the last time I took a gummy. But they do work. Not against THC. I get a rash, huh? Could be whatever form of THC you're using, too. I don't know if you've tried the gummies. I'll also tell you the flower is, listen, if you test it, if you're 57 years old and you tested weed out growing up, okay, the weed now that you get at dispensaries is not the same weed that you got when you was growing up. It's about 10 times stronger. Some of that shit will make you damn paranoid. Because we are family here. We are family here. And I love this family. I do. Rock Chalk family. We're a little crazy, like the song says. Nah, we are a whole lot crazy. That's right. We are a whole lot crazy. But we all stick together. You know, some of you might not know, but Nona, you know, when Christopher, where is Christopher too? I mean, he's probably watching football. But Christopher was having a hard time on the panel last time, going through some things. And you know, Nona didn't tell anybody. But she sent him a little money to help him out. And you know what? She's just, everybody's so giving. And you know what? It changed his whole attitude. Like, you know, Christopher, you know, he's trying to get his disability. And I think he just got down on his luck. And I mean, I think his rent's only like $26 where he lives. But he didn't even have $26. Okay. And I know Lavender, myself, and Nona's helped him out before. So Nona helping him out, that made a difference with Christopher. Absolutely made a difference with Christopher. I'm going to take this back off. I don't like showing my Cash App because I don't want anybody to think I'm here to do that, to show Cash Apps or anything, because that's absolutely not the case. Edibles taken responsibly is great. My son vapes for back pain because of 7 crushed vertebrae. My cousin has an edible at night for pain relief. I'm telling you, the edibles got me. I had a major accident and they had to replace my femur and my hip. I was almost dead and didn't even know it. And not to take any pain meds and only do the edibles was the difference. Still crazy after all these years. Listen, I've smoked some flower at some friends' medical flower in Colorado. And I ain't ever did anything but marijuana. I ain't ever did cocaine or anything like that. That's not because I'm saying I'm better than anybody else, because I am not. I smoke my share of weed, okay? But anyway, they were doing live resin, okay? Let me tell you what. I was paranoid. I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to go anywhere. I wanted to sit in my car and not move, okay? I don't like feeling that way. I don't ever want to feel that way again, ever. Ever, ever. Never want to feel that way again. Jezebel Witch, I just got yours too. You guys are awesome. Stop. You're going to make me cry. I don't want to cry again. That is going to be so helpful, though. I can't even, listen, I can't even tell you how helpful it is. This is a safe place to share hard things and at times laugh along the way. You know, I must feel comfortable with you guys because I would never tell my daughter's story or my story on the internet, let alone in public. That takes a lot. And I'll tell you, even if that wouldn't have happened in my family, I think I would still feel very strong about standing up because that's the type of person I am. I've always been that way, even from a child. I've always been a real stand-up type of person. If somebody was getting picked on in school, I was the one that would stand up. I was popular in school, but I also was one that would stand up. I didn't take no shit. You find people I went to school with, they'll tell you, Rock didn't take no shit from nobody. Nobody, ever. Oh, I've always been that way. Always been that way. Nana says, it's just the least I can do. I can't be there for everyone, but so many people have helped me. I'm just paying it forward. Listen, I try to pay it forward. You know, every Sunday I go to church on the streets, even if it's raining, even if it's snowing, and we feed the homeless and give them, hell, one year I bought 100 tents. 100 tents. And we give out, clothes. It's through a church here. And I did this for 12 years now. 12 years we've did it. Hawkeye says, you didn't ask. We care. And when I'm blessed, I try and help someone else. You guys are awesome. You really are. I just never, ever want anybody to think that I expect it or I want it or anything like that. Ever, ever, ever. No. Iowa legislator may be approving psychedelics. It has helped so many veterans with PTSD. My brother could not keep a job or healthy relationship. Microdosing mushrooms saved him. I'm going to be honest with you. There are some things, like my daughter's thing, that is in the back of my mind that years down the road when I talk about it messes me up, causes me to be emotional. I have looked into, when I had money, looked into Mexico at the reset where it's done by psychedelics. I've never taken mushrooms. My brother eats mushrooms every morning. He puts them in his water. He eats them in the morning. He puts them in his water. He microdoses himself, and he's in good mental health, good physical health, and he's very religious about it. Now, he's tried to get me to do it. And listen, the thought of not knowing I get motion sick if I'm not driving. I couldn't imagine myself tripping on some shrooms and shit moving around me. I'd be sick. I would throw up. It would not be good. But I had looked into it a couple times in Mexico for the reset. Jezebel Witch, you're the mouth of justice. And we all have had things happen where we had to just turn the other cheek. So if a small donation gets to put those cheeks off the face of injustice, I'm game. Listen, Jezebel Witch saves kittens and cats, and not just your ordinary kittens and cats. Some of them have diabetes, some of them have cancer. I mean, Jezebel Witch has her own things that she does, and she's just a wonderful person. These kittens and cats that don't have a home, guess what? They find a home with Jezebel Witch. She takes care of them, gets them the vet bills and all. And I'm very thankful that you do that. This is a safe space, a safe place. Even those quiet lurkers in the back. We love you all. Yeah, I mean, anybody that's in the back, if you've been to the channel, listen, I'm not going to hold grudges. If we have a disagreement or, there's something that I said that you didn't like, I'm sorry. And I mean it, I'm sorry. And if you're in the back, you want to hear what we got to say, you might as well be part of the chat. I'm not going to jump on anybody unless you come in the chat jumping on me. And even then, I've gotten better. Okay. I'll be the first to say I never planned on having a YouTube channel. In this case, got me all kinds of sideways, got me all kinds of stressed. And there was times I was a person that I didn't want to be. Okay. And for that, I apologize. There was a time when I probably lashed out at people that came in and said shit, and you might not have meant what you said. I might have read it differently, and for that I apologize. But don't feel like you can't come here and be okay. And there's nobody in here that's going to attack you unless you come in the chat and you start attacking them or the channel. Okay. Now, can we take corrective criticism? Absolutely. But if you come in here just doing troll shit, okay, troll hater shit, then you're just going to get removed. Okay. We want to have a safe space for everybody, just like Nona says. And I mean everybody, even you in the back. You are who I was looking for. Oh my gosh. Patroness Glow. I've been in the back because I'm not well. I love you, rocking everyone. Patroness Glow, you are who I was talking about, love. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you've got so many health problems. And I think about you all the time. And I love you too. We all love you. And we want you to be well. You don't have to keep typing. But I'm glad you're alive. You're breathing. You keep fighting. Keep fighting, girl. We love you. Absolutely. Nona says it helped my brother stop drinking, smoking, and generally just being an asshole. Truly, it has saved his life. I have no problem with anyone using what works. I'm clean and sober, but get help. Yes. And you know it wasn't easy to get clean and sober. And you know, this whole thing that, you know, if you want to do it, you'll do it. Sometimes that's not always the way it goes. It's not always the way it goes. In whatever form that help comes, I've seen miracles happen. I'm just one. Yeah, you've been through cancer. You've been through a lot. And yes, everybody, please pray for Patroness Glow. We lost her a couple times, and we need her healthy. We need her. We want her to be happy. We don't want her to be miserable. Right now, she's just fighting for her everyday breath. And we love her. I love everybody in here, even the ones in the back. But I was just thinking about you. Oh my gosh. And actually, I think I hit you up in Discord. I sent you a message asking you how you did, how you was doing. We love you, Patroness Glow. You're in my prayers daily. We know you are there. We love you. Absolutely, we love you. And you know you can always reach out to me. Always. I'm always watching for you, always making sure. You know, and then, you know, is Mama Lost Rhonda, is she still in here? You know, she went through a DV, and she ended up being the one that went to jail, and she has started completely over. She's got her job, and she's doing really good. Really, really good. So glad for her, too. Yes, actually, prayers are a lot. I believe in prayer. I believe they help. Like I said before, God is good all the time. And there was times in my life that I was angry with him. Very angry. Like when my dad just passed away, you know. That was 20 years ago, but I mean, my gosh, he worked 40 plus years at Beach Aircraft. Never missed a day of work. Got a backache. Next thing you know, he's dead. Had cancer. Small sycamore, lung sycamore, small cell sycamore. I was angry for a while. And I've learned God is good all the time. You know, my grandbabies are miracles. You guys went through that with me. I mean, look at them. They're 6 months old. I don't know if you saw the pictures. 6 months old. They're doing good. Wallen is hungry all the time. Every Wednesday, I make dinner for my daughter because they go to Wednesday night church and she don't have time to cook. And this last Wednesday, I made homemade chicken and noodles, mashed potatoes, and homemade yeast rolls. And let me tell you, Wallen loved the mashed potatoes. Loved the mashed potatoes. Hawkeyes, yeah, Hawkeyes, you know. She loved her husband very much, still does. He passed away unexpectedly. And listen, guys, she didn't ever get over it. And I'll tell you right now, she's not over it now. She just deals with it. And every day she gets better, though. You know, but, you know, everybody always has something they're probably struggling with. And we're not the ones to judge. We're supposed to be there, comfort them, be their friend, be their family, be strong for them, and pray for them. I agree. Prayers are everything. Prayers help everything. Now, if you're praying when you go to the casino that you win, that's not the right prayers. Okay? It's not the right prayers. And I'm not a real religious person. You guys know that. Not a real religious person, but I believe in it. I believe in God. I believe in prayers. And I believe God is good all the time. I know, Nighthawks. I know it's a lot to go through. And I know that you saw the ugliness of these YouTube streets, okay? And I know they told you things that was not true. And that had to hurt your feelings. Okay? I'm telling you, when I talk about these YouTube streets, if you're thinking about being a creator, I would tell you not to. And that's probably rude for me to do that. But the stalking, the doxing, the drama that comes with it is very overbearing. Very, very overbearing. It's a lot of stress. And you continue to get hate emails. Why do you think I don't want to give my email out no more? You get hate emails. You get crazy people come in your chat. Or if you're in another chat, they'll say shit over there. It's just crazy. It's okay to be mad at God. Railing and ranting and turning away from Him can truly teach you about unconditional love. He will be right there when you call out to Him. Prayers work. I agree. I agree. And Hawkeye says, yes, I was very mad at God. I've told God, I'm sorry. I was so mad. And Hawkeyes is a religious person too. She believes in God. She believes in prayers. She believes in being good to people. She believes in being good people. And, you know, a lot went on with this YouTube channel, guys. A lot of craziness went on. A lot of stress. You know, believe it or not, and Ashley, if you're watching, it's been 3 days ago now. In my Discord, in my private messages, I had a friend request from Ashley. Okay. I responded and I said, I hope everything's going good in your world, and I hope everybody's healthy. That's all I said. Anything that's happened in the past, listen, I don't have time to sit and dwell on the past, okay? At all. Nor do I want to. If you want to be here, you want to be a part of this family, a part of this channel, glad to have you. If you don't like me or like somebody in here, yeah, you don't have to be here. Let's see. Hawkeyes, love my nature. Nature only, and no crime for me. I share you all out. I know, and your nature channel is good. Absolutely good. Christopher's here, taking care of everything, even when you doubt. Absolutely, Christopher. Absolutely. And yes, we do prevail. We do prevail. But it's okay to pray for the Red Sox and the New York Jets. I'm not religious. Jesus hated organized religion. But I'm a faith-filled spiritual child of God. He loved me and saved me. You know, I'm a big Jayhawks fan, have been since I was a kid. I don't think I've ever prayed to God that the Jayhawks win. So I'm doing good, right? Jordy says, prayers, keep well and stay strong. Absolutely. Christopher says, hello, Nana. God has blessed my life, even without true dedication. Christopher, I was just talking about it, you know. I know last time you was up on panel, I know Nona ended up sending you something to help you out a little bit. And I know that changed your world. It meant a lot. And sometimes we just need that. And you know what? Even if it's I love you, or I'm glad you're here. Sometimes it's that. The only contact that some people get is in this channel. And no, I don't say like to Patroness Flo that I love her and I worry about her and her health. I really do. I really do love her and I really do care about her health. And I know she's struggling. And if she can come here and just, she don't even have to chat. If she can come here and just listen and that makes her happy, I'm glad. She's always got a family here. Yes, we always have to stay strong. Now, we've been on here almost 2 hours, guys. And we are going to do the live tomorrow. And we are going to go over Paul Grice's testimony from December. And that's right. Kindness goes a long, long ways. And listen, sometimes, again, I have not made the best decisions. And sometimes I've snapped and said shit that I shouldn't have said. Again, I'm sorry. If I did that to anybody, I'm sorry. I'm not going to keep saying the excuses of what everything that was happened is my actions, and I'm sorry. And I'm trying to be better. Nona says, hello, my dear friend, at Chris. Love you, brother. Thank you, Father God, for blessings on our lives. We don't always understand. Thank you, Father. God, amen. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, if we only did spread more love is what we need. I agree. And I put myself in some situations, but I feel strongly about going to Stillwater. And listen, I'll tell you, with all the drama and all the shit that's happened, 1,000 times over, I would still go looking for Veronica and Jillian. 1,000 times over. I would still feel that way. I still would have went. Even with everything, I would still win. Just tell me that. I feel like we made a difference. And, people can think whatever they want, but I feel like if we wouldn't have been there, I'm not so sure that the 5 would have got caught. I'm not so sure that it had been investigated more. There's a part of me that wishes the trial would go on and that the last 2 wouldn't plead just so there would be a trial. Because there is a big part of me that wants to know exactly what the OSBI was doing. And maybe they can sit and explain why they only looked a mile each way for these women. And why, when we went there wasn't anybody looking for them and they were still missing. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. Hey, Beach Baby, good to see you. Hopefully you're feeling better. I know you were bed bound for a couple weeks with your knee. Hopefully you're feeling better. Yeah, Robin, I wouldn't change it. Like I'd go looking for him again. Hopefully I never have to do that again, but I will. I will. It did sadden me. I would think at night when I actually would get some sleep, which I didn't get much sleep when I was down there. I would think, why is people not out looking for them? How come I don't see a command center? How come police, drones, dogs, where are they? No drones, no dogs, no Ellie. That's what we saw for 13 days. That's not okay. It's not okay. And again, could be your family. And that's what several people, when we'd be live, they'd pull up and I'd get out of the car and go talk to them. A lot of them was farmers. And they were listening to the lives every time we were live. And many of them said, could have been my wife. Could have been my daughter. So while they was out plowing their fields, they were looking. When they were out cruising, they were looking. Everybody was looking except Ellie. I don't understand it. Christopher says, love each of you for different reasons. Thank you, Father God, for placing each and every one in my path. I will pry at the hard heads. Amen. Thank you, Christopher. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Beach Baby says exactly. And if you're from that area, you know that this isn't the first case in that area of people going missing, and even in child custody cases. I mean, there's several cases in that area that was ruled as suicides when they were homicides. This case would have been probably just ruled as missing people, and they were buried 10 foot under. So they wasn't going to be seen at your local airport. They wasn't going to be seen on your turnpike cameras, okay? These women were dead and they were buried. They was never going to be found again. And, I am not at all putting this on the family. The family came out and helped look, but families, they're too close. Even when Veronica's mom came out and was looking, I couldn't tell her to stop looking, but a big part of me was, what if when we was walking that field where we saw the footprints, what if her daughter was laying there and she's the one that found her daughter? That would have been really hard to deal with. Yeah, Beach Baby. Yep, it's still going on. You sure it is? And then you got the London Valdez case. I don't know if these 2 guys are guilty or not. I just know that London was 16. She was hanging around with these two older boys, and her toxology report came back very high methamphetamines. And I'm glad that they're looking into these boys, and one of them's getting charged now. I don't know to what extent he'll get charged. It says second-degree murder. That sounds like that he's getting charged for giving London the drugs. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And what about the other kid? And did he know she was laying out there? Sounds like to me they might have been running. This is me guessing, okay? But might have been running from the police, and he got that vehicle high-centered, and they took off running from the vehicle, and maybe whatever drugs they had in the vehicle they took, and she took too much. I don't know. Don't know. But hopefully the family gets their answers. Okay. Nona says, Chris, you always have the best prayers. The Holy Spirit speaks through you. No extra spirits needed at all. That's right. That's right. Listen, his faith has been what's kept him going. Christopher does a lot with his church. A lot. Just did a lot with recovery. Hawkeye says, some think they know the area to try and speak on, but you were already all over it. Thank you. You're welcome. And listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I grew up going to my grandparents at Apache Lake in Oklahoma. I always loved Oklahoma. Had no clue what the Panhandle was. I learned a lot. I learned a lot coming there. A lot. Also learned there's some really good people in that area. Really good people. Your LE, listen, you've got the guy in charge of the District 1 task force, drug task force, okay? Kevin McIntyre, who was a drug task force agent in a different part of Oklahoma, grand jury indicted for money missing. Then he faked a burglary, and basically he just had to pay the money back and 3 years of no law enforcement. Are you kidding me? So what's he do? He goes to the Panhandle. It's the same job. And the stories about Kevin McIntyre are not good. Not good. The things he did to Wrangler and the things he's did to your neighbors in that area. It's horrible. It's horrible. He should not be law enforcement. That's my opinion. You know, I know another channel said, oh, you know, he left that behind him in the past. No, he's law enforcement. He broke the law. And he's still breaking the law. Why has he got that job? I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. Ever. Nona says, I will never understand. And without a real trial, we will never get the answers I want. You know, I feel that way too, Nona, and I actually feel guilty feeling that way. Because if the family, the victim's family, Keith, his kids, and all of them, if they want pleas all these people and no trial, then that's what I want for them. Okay? But if they want a trial, oh, I'm down for it because I want to know too. I want to know what Ellie was doing. I want to know who all knew. Come on. Get these suckers on the stand. Let them rat each other out. Who all knew? Who was? I still think there's more involved. I think there's more that knew. Okay, Nona says, I will never understand. And without a trial, we will never get the answers I want. Ellie knew those women were unalived. Who did it and where the bodies were? Why 2 weeks? Exactly. And did that other channel get crime scene photos with blood pooling in the ditches? I don't know. If they did, something's wrong. Sometimes trials are so hard on the trials are so hard on the families to live. I know, and that's why I say that. You know, I'd like to see trials. I'd like to see exactly all of this, everything that happened, but I also want the victims' families to have what they want. They're the most important here. The most important. And if Pete don't want trials and he would just rather them just plea and be done and try to continue raising his kids and have the best life he can with the circumstances, then that's what I want for them. Same thing with Clint and all them. Veronica's family. Same thing. If that's what they want, I hope that's what happens for them. And if they want a trial, I hope that's what happens for them. Either way. And we might not ever know everything. I'm sure we won't. But listen, I don't need a trial to tell me that they wasn't out there looking, because I was out there. I was boots on the ground. They weren't. They weren't looking. So I don't have to have a trial tell me that. It's when they say, oh, well, now, get this. They also said that nobody was in danger. Okay? No concern. Now, I've talked about the Yarborough School before, but they always are locked, okay? The only difference during this is they didn't go outside for recess because nobody knew where Veronica and Jillian were. Didn't know who took them, what happened to them. But, Ellie said, nobody was in danger. No need to worry about it. I have a problem with that too. That's okay. I caught it. Beach Baby says, we need to understand. Yeah. I'd like to understand because I'm telling you, you guys know, you watched. Did you see Ellie out there looking? Did you see him out there looking for him? See a command center? See dogs? See drones? See uniformed officers? Ununiformed officers? No, didn't happen. Hawkeye says, I agree, the families need to know, but sometimes the public doesn't need to know all those horrifying details. I agree. And sometimes families can't handle it. Listen, just listening to some of this stuff, like the testimony of Paul and Cora was hard. Like, she sees Veronica running from Paul, and she wants to help Paul. She don't want to help Veronica, the woman. She wants to help Paul. That rubbed me wrong. Yeah, I realized what their plan was. I still realize it. But at the last minute, because she could have said, and helped Veronica. But she didn't. She didn't. And that's always bothered me. She could have always helped Veronica. Veronica was running. Veronica was getting away from Paul. She didn't help. But she gets 30 years plus 10. That's it. But she could have helped Veronica. Now, I don't know that she could have helped Jillian because honestly, from everything that we've seen, I feel like, well, Paul was doing it with Veronica. What he was doing, trying to, take care of her. I feel like Jillian had Tiffany and Tad on her. And I think it happened quickly. Rumor was that she got hit in the back of the head so hard that the hammer broke. I don't know. But I know that obviously she had Tiffany and Tad taking care of her. And then Paul was taking care of Veronica. It's just so sad. Horribly sad. It is hard. It's very hard. It's very hard. And listen, it could happen to anybody. Could happen to any one of us. So if they would have never been found, tell me this. We know that people in the area knew, okay? They knew who it was. They knew about Blacktop Road. They knew about the Skidster. So they knew the details too, okay? Say 5 years from now, they're going through a custody battle. Well, shit, they took care of Veronica and that supervisor. They ain't never been found. I can get away with this shit. You think that wouldn't happen? Well, I realize that going through a divorce, I realize going through custody battles, they're not easy. No, you know what your daughter's going through. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm sure there's points that you wish the other person would just disappear. So you don't have to deal with it. Not that you would do something to him. Damn, I wish he would just go away so I don't have to deal with him. Well, if this case wouldn't have been investigated further, it might happen more often. Because somebody would think, Nobody found Veronica and Jillian. And we know what happened to them because we got the inside scoop. Everybody's talking about it. We know what happened, but the police are too stupid to know. We all know. We're all talking about it. Gotta stand up. Gotta stand up. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I would not have stopped until they were found. Would not have stopped till they were found. This is crazy, crazy. And they didn't even pull out all the resources, like the laziness of looking for them. You know, they got dogs. Why didn't they use them? They got drones. They just used the drones over in Boise City for something else. You had Kansas law enforcement come across the border and offer to help. Look, and was sent back. Sent back. So they didn't want help. Now, why? I don't know. You know, every time I look and I see all this crookedness that's going on in LA, in the judicial system in Oklahoma, I really don't know what to think, to be honest. I mean, that's a pretty big thing to try to say, you know, that they're all involved. Or was they just being lazy and didn't want to do their job? Well, it's just a trafficking case. Happens all the time. It's not my wife. It's not my daughter. It's whatever. We'll just let it go. Let's let it go. And I mean, if they're found someday, they're found. But we're not gonna spend extra manpower, our dogs, or the drones to try to look for them. Oh, and when we meet with Paul Grice at the Four Corners, because you're going to hear it tomorrow, and he admits, because of the DNA, he admits to killing Veronica and Jillian. And the OSBI agent says, well, we don't got a warrant to arrest you. Go home and we'll call you. And you can turn yourself in when we got a warrant. When does that happen? He just admitted to doing it. And they let him walk. How is that okay? Beach Baby says, that's because of who are rock. Yeah. Listen, you guys too. Listen, you guys have been a lot. Absolutely, just as much as me. I couldn't have did it without you guys. In the chats, sending me to different places when I was there. I couldn't have did it. Could not did it without you guys. And that is one thing I am glad of. That we did do the YouTube channel and we did go live. It did help. Helped a lot. We had a crazy ride, didn't we, guys? Woo, definitely had a crazy ride. Okay, let's see here. I went too far. Let's see. That sounds about right. And yes, I know I did these, but I'm doing it again. We need to understand. Yeah, I agree. Also, they need to understand that shit like this isn't going to happen because we're not going to freaking put up with it. We're going to ask questions. We're going to bring it up front into the media. They're not going to get away with it again. I agree the families need to know, but sometimes the public doesn't need to know. Yeah, I went over that, the horrifying details. Nona says, if I were family, I know I would want those answers. I would too, but that's not everybody. Listen, sometimes it's just overwhelming and too much, and it shuts a body down, okay? And this is a lot. This is very, very gruesome crime. And it might be just too much. I get it. I get both ways, but I'm like you. I would have to have the answers. No matter what, I'd have to have the answers. It is hard. It's very hard. Let's see. Monsters, absolutely. Oh, I went too far back. Well, that's okay. Yeah, Paul Grice could have stopped it. Okay. Cora could have stopped it. They didn't. Okay, he could have stopped us before it went to the extreme that it did. That's on those other four. I agree. And do you guys really think that the Cooks didn't know anything? Come on. Because I don't. I think they knew everything. I think Paul Grice's wife knew everything. I think Frank Twombly and his wife knew everything. That's the ones I think knew everything. And I'm pretty positive I think Clint knew everything. I think everybody that was a part of that Misfits knew what was going on. I do. And yeah, Granny was the ringleader. Now let's not forget. Let's not forget what her attorney said about the sexual allegations that happened to them grandkids. And the sealed documents that you're not allowed to see. Does it make it right? No. The outcome, no. The outcome that was taken here, absolutely not okay. But we also have to stand up and start making our children's services and our court systems do the right things. Got to protect our children, protect our grandchildren. That's their job. They need to do their job and do it right. All right. I'm so glad to have found you then. You stand for justice and always have compassion for the victims. I hope so. Now, I have pissed some people off in this one. A lot of it is because, I'm not gonna push aside the elephant in the room, the essay. There's documentation out there that was substantiated. So I can't just look the other way on that. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can. I got something else, something that was just sent to me by Lavender. I heard it beep. I'm gonna see if I can't send it to the. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send it. See if I can airdrop it to my computer so you guys can see it. I haven't even read it, but I read the first line. Okay, let's send this to myself. Airdrop. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share this with you guys as soon as I save it. Okay, Texoma schools. Okay, let me see if I can see if this will share it. I didn't do it. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, let me look it up again. Anyways, I can read it to you, but I wanted you guys to read it. Dang it. Done. Okay. Texoma Public Schools. Let's read it to you. Okay. 10/31/25. Texoma Public Schools, Texoma, Oklahoma. That's where my uncle lives, Lake Texoma. Okay. 10/31/25. Dear Texoma School Family, I'm writing to inform you of an issue our district is currently addressing. On Friday, October 31st, Texoma administrators received an allegation of misconduct involving a school employee. The matter was immediately reported to the Oklahoma Department of Human Resources and the Texoma Police Department. Both agencies are conducting thorough investigation, and Texoma Public Schools is also conducting an internal investigation. Texoma Public Schools is fully cooperating with local and state authorities throughout this process. The safety and well-being of our students is our top priority. The employee involved has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Because this is a personal matter, we are unable to share additional information at this time. It is never easy to share concerning news about school issues. However, I want you to know I will always communicate as openly and as transparently as possible with our school family. By working together, we can continue to provide the safest and most supportive learning environment for our students, all our students. Thank you for your support of Texoma Public Schools. Tom Schroeder, Superintendent. So there you go. Every day it's something new. And this could be your kid's school. This could be your grandkid's school. Nona says, I love my ex-son. I love my ex-son and in love. But yes, I am so disappointed in him. And even just this morning, I was thinking, dude, why? And wishing the karma bus would flatten him. Beep, beep. Yeah, I mean, how could you not? How could you not? You've been going through this how long? You're watching your daughter hurt. You're watching your grandkids hurt. And I mean, I've talked to you. You also don't know if he won't try to unlive them. You never know. You don't know if he will try to unalive them. You never know what's going to cause somebody to snap, ever. That's why you really don't want to push people to that limit, because you never know what it's going to take for them to snap. You know, there's a case here in Wichita, just happened yesterday, okay? And I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it was a daughter and a mom. The mom was 81 years old, okay? The daughter stabbed the mom and she died. Well, on the scanner, because I listened to the scanner, okay? On the scanner, she called the police and said her mom was trying to stab her and her mom had gone crazy and her mom had dementia. So we don't know the extent of all this, okay? I don't know. You don't know. We don't know what really happened. I feel bad for both. Sounds like the mom had dementia and I wasn't there. But I hope I would never have to, with a family member, it get down to my life or theirs. Doing a great job, Brock. You guys do it too. Family, yes, needs the answers for sure. I think so too. Lavender says, Texoma, okay, school had an incident. Just read about. Is sending to you. I got it. Thank you very much. Lavender sends me. Listen, you guys send me stuff all the time. I appreciate it. You know, I can't be everywhere. I can't know everything that's going on, and I do appreciate it. It's just like in chat. Was it yesterday? Somebody said, "Man, I've been following you for a while. Just I don't ever comment, but OSBI posted something in the London Valdez case, or I wouldn't have known until I, went snooping on Facebook. And then, when I get it, I try to share it out. I don't even remember who all I shared it out to, but if I got your text message, I usually share it out to you. If I find it important to me, I share it out to you. And I'll share it in Discord, and I'll usually post it on the channel's post. But then if it's that important, I'll just go live. And yes, I agree, Beach Baby. They all knew. They all knew. The Cooks, Paul's wife, Frank Twombly, and his wife, who's still in that area, still in Griggs, still in the Griggs area. I mean, what happened to accessories? Because I think they were accessories. And I bet when truth comes down to it, watch. I wouldn't be surprised if Frank wasn't helping Cole clean out the blood in that trailer. It won't surprise me. Because you remember, Frank is the one that said that he could shoot us from several miles away when we was going to drive by in Griggs. You just say that to strangers. I mean, also, I don't know. But what, I think she didn't know anything, but what if she did? What if Tat's mom knew? I mean, can they just pull a gun on anybody? Like, if we wouldn't have been live, would she have shot me? Would I have been buried in the hole too? Well, it's not okay. But what did she have to hide? What had her so stressed out that she felt like she had to pull a gun? Don't know. I mean, she's sold all of his stuff. I don't know. Hawkeyes, think a lot. No, I do too. Cults don't go away just because you get a few of them. I agree. Absolutely. Yes, I got it. Love, I got it. Patroness Glow says, DC, so glad you're here. I'm so glad every one of you are here. Teachers, listen. It's happened a lot with teachers too. Superintendents. It's a lot. There's a case. I have to find it because I just saw it yesterday. I don't even remember where it's at. But an FBI agent, and that's what he does, is goes after teachers, sexual assault, but mostly teachers and administrators and stuff. And he got charged with the same thing he's been arresting people for all these years. Don't remember where it was, but his wife left him. It was crazy. So basically, this is how I see it, is he saw people get away with stuff or what they did. And he knew when you investigate, like, you learn how to do it, right? So he went all these years without getting caught himself, arresting people for child porn on their computers and their phones. And then he had way more than anybody could ever have. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't remember where it was at. I'm sure it's in my history, but listen, if you saw my history, it's a lot. What is that? Debra? Now you got me. I got to Google this on my phone for Tad. Because for some reason, I'm not knowing what that word is. So I'm going to look at it. I'll just Google it because I'm not even going to try to guess what it is. I don't think I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Desperation for Dad? I don't know. Hawkeyes. And listen, I got fat fingers too. I just saw a case on a teacher. Yeah, they're all over the place. Not just Oklahoma. Sorry, fat fingers today. Got it. Okay. Just like that guy in Kansas City that got away. Yeah. Galupski. And I worked with his niece, or with his, niece by marriage. Galupski, Roger Galupski. Just like that guy in Kansas City that got away with all that for several years, and he didn't even get to go to trial because he killed himself. Yeah, not only that, he was on house arrest and was out eating and doing all kinds of shit. Like, until he actually figured out that they were taking him to trial federally. He unalived himself the day of the trial. Roger Galupski. I'll never forget that either. And yes, thank you, Patroness Glow. Okay, guys, we will see you tomorrow at 7. And if I need to change it, just let me know in the comments that I need to change it. Otherwise, we'll see you there. We'll go over Paul Grice's testimony. We've been on here 2.5 hours. I appreciate it. I also appreciate very much those who donated to help with gas in the bus. Like, you're awesome. You're not expected to do that. I'm very thankful that you did that. Couldn't have did it at a better time. I can't thank you enough. I'm sorry that I got emotional today. I don't like doing that. And I really don't like telling my business. But anyway, I felt like I needed to tell it. So Hawkeye says, yeah, I thought that was BS that he got to do that bullshit. Yeah. Nap time. Everybody have a great day. Yes, absolutely. Beach Baby says she'll be here tomorrow. Okay. Okay, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Much love to each and every one of you. Have a great Saturday night. And I will see you tomorrow, Sunday night. Much love to everyone. Let's see here if I can't play a song for Nona. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Much love, everybody.
Called on the neighbors, warned the town. The rocket jump crew is messing around. They're chasing justice sharp and bright. Welcome to the fam, keep your truth in sight.
Deb's got receipts from 1882. Hacked the database with a can of glue. Hawkeye sees your blade from another state. Still found time to bake a cake. Nota's running, not from crime. She just forgot the noodles this time. Micah singing ballads to his cat. Solved the case just like that. Black opal, sneaky, mysterious style. Caught a liar through a bathroom tile. Christopher preaches and takes the stand. Turn water to coffee with just one hand. Mama lost it where the bones are hid. She just laughs and says, guess I'm part of the grid. Beach babies tanning with suspects in tow. Solves crime while surfing, justice on the go. We're rock, chalk, wild, weird and free. Breaking down lies, men waxing spree. Truth, drama, and twists for days. We solve cold cases in chaotic ways. Dance like a suspect caught on tape. Delightfully chaotic, got rage and style. She filed an FOI right from the mile. Lavender sweet till the plot gets thick. She solved the riddle with a selfie stick. Gail's got gossip, it's top secret grade. She backed the case with a pink band-aid. Jade speeding through charts and maps on display. Racing for truth, she's blazing the way. Ostrichen boots with an attitude. Pecking the facts and serving the truth. Pete Young is composing the justice jam. With a mic in one hand and a jar of jam. Jezebel's casting spells in court. Summon a witness in unicorn shorts. Beautiful holly case just glowing bright. She don't argue, she sparkles you right. Leroy snoozing with a solve file stack. He solved 5 cases and still took a nap. American honey, sugar, sass, and sting. Made the perp confess with a mood ring. Tiny Tots rides in on a scooter of doom. Throws glitter bombs right on target zoom. Girly girl's got a side eye that kills. She found the motive using puppy squeal skills. Rock Chalk Squad, we're a little crazy. We solve the puzzles and break the routine daily. We investigate, laugh, and keep spirits high. We're the funniest justice family, give us a try. Chaos, flair, witness law, we're rock chalk, stand back in awe.